begin tonight with some new developments in a story that has captured attention all week long. Members of Spokane's homeless population are still camped out outside City Hall, waiting for more warming shelters to open. Protesters joined them outside for the second time this week as the City Council gathered inside to discuss homelessness in Spokane with people who are experiencing it firsthand. KXLY4's Caroline Rourke was at both the protest and that meeting today. She's live outside City Hall tonight. Caroline.
Nadine, so the council was originally scheduled to have a special meeting in addition to their usual Thursday study session today to discuss approving a warming center at Salem Lutheran Church. Now, they didn't eventually need to do that because that contract fell below the threshold needed. So it's been approved, and the council says those beds should be ready to go within the week. But there were so many people at that meeting who wanted to hear the council discuss the issue of homelessness in Spokane. The council president, Ben Stuckert, volunteered they would stay late if needed to keep that conversation going.
Our homeless are under attack. What do? We stand up. We fight back.
The small crowd protesting outside of City Hall this afternoon didn't have to travel far to use their voices. Many of them have been camped outside for days.
There is no place for people to go and get warm. There is no adequate warming shelter in Spokane.
The shortage of warm space has been a topic before the City Council for several weeks.
There are homeless people down here that do not have anywhere to go. They are freezing in front of City Hall. The problem has quite literally gotten to City Hall's own front door.
Some warming shelters are open now, and the city says another is set to be ready on Saturday. But the people at City Hall say it's not enough.
Poverty, not the poor.
At their meeting on Monday, the council passed an emergency budget ordinance funneling more than $700,000 to help fund warming shelter-related costs. At their study session today, Council President Ben Stuckert said 100 new beds could be open within the week, and that the city is in talks to possibly have 250 new beds total soon.
Put their money where their mouth is. They did the emergency budget. Now let's open some doors. Let's open some shelters.
Dustin and Val say getting Spokane's homeless a warm place to rest their head is priority one. But they know, as does the city, that more answers are needed.
This is not a representation of Spokane. This is not a representation of my community. And I want to collaborate and work with the city council members to find a long-term resolution so that people have a warm place to go to sleep at night and they're not laying out here on tarp.
So a couple more things you want to note about those beds. You've got the Salem Lutheran Warming Center there, and then the city says it's in contract negotiations right now with a site on the west side that would provide, with those Salem Lutheran beds, about 100 new beds for the homeless in Spokane. But they're also in talks with 4 other agencies, and Council President Stuckert says if all those 4 sign on, that would bring the total to 250 new beds. We're expecting to hear more about that soon. In downtown Spokane, I'm Caroline Rourke, KXLY4 News.
Thank you, Caroline.